Yeah.
So we're in Norman on game day, and I'm getting ready to head back to Las Vegas. My mother, Becky. Well, Clemson is ranked number 1, and OU's ranked number 4, so they're putting 1 and 4 together. The winner of this goes on to the national championships. So my mother had a few words that she wanted to say, though. What do you think about the game today?
I think they can win unless they got too cocky and arrogant. They've been known to do it.
Well,
They've had many chances to be we could have been national champions several times, but they get out there and they blow up and get goofy, and then down they go.
like when
But
I lost.
I mean, their chances are good. They can do it. I just hope they win it.
One of the things, though, that I've learned is that the quarterback, because, I mean, I've since 2001, since we won a national championship, and it was Josh Heupel. Heupel was, what was it? Heupel was actually, he was a good quarterback, though, but it seems like none of the quarterbacks never knew how to take a shot, though. But you got this quarterback. Man, he's been running it down the field. He's not afraid of contact. What do you think about that?
He's pretty good. I like him. I really do. Jason White was good. They could have won it, what was it, a couple of years after 01. They would get to the big game and then, what is it, I like to say, fold up like a cheap umbrella. Stay right.
How long you been a Sooners fan?
Oh, God, forever.
What's some of the first players you can remember?
Greg Pruitt, Jack Mildren. I guess that was by the time I started watching it, late 60s, early 70s.
My mom was schooling me, man, whenever Cale Gundy was the quarterback. I don't know, what was that, like the 80s, man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny because then Cale Gundy is, what, he's
actually one of the coaches.
He's one of the coaches, and his brother Mike is the OSU coach, so that's...
This is true.
That's true.
This is true, though.
We always run for OSU wrestling, but that's about it.
Why is that, though? Why is it,
Well, I don't know. John Smith. Everybody loves John Smith.
well, like I got right, like you coached me in wrestling, and every wrestler wants to go to OSU, and then when it comes to football, people want to go to OU.
Well, you want to go where the championships are won.
Yeah. So I know, what is it? Oklahoma State University has more national championships than anyone in the
Right. They had
US.
that guy way back when. Okay, who was it before John Smith? They had that Jose, and he was like, I mean, he was good.
Tommy Chesbro.
No, they had Jose. He was
Yeah.
like good.
Josie.
I know, he got in trouble. He got in trouble, and so, yeah, they had to let him go. But John Smith has been there for a long time, and I don't know.
I think
Nobody
what,
will say anything ugly about John Smith. He's just a man.
it's because, like, he kind of inherited a legacy.
He inherited a dynasty. But still, you got so many, like, regular wrestlers. People will just go there to work out and all that stuff. I mean, like what they said. I watched that movie, The Prince of Pennsylvania, and those guys were talking about the reason DuPont was able to buy him, because those guys want to train all year. You have to eat a special diet and do all of that stuff and live. So it's kind of like fighters of today. You can't work and do all of that and survive and be at a competitive level. So you have to get some help. You have to do all of that stuff. And so I think that's why OSU is so good, because they have so many other wrestlers that probably go in there and work out on the mats. And I mean, you get anybody going to college or even people around in the high schools.
Can you elaborate just a little bit on that? Like you coached me.
And I took you everywhere. We went anywhere.
Like, kind of explain, like, we were down in southern Oklahoma, between Oklahoma and Texas border, a little small town. Like, kind of walk us through, like, a normal day for, like a kid. Like he wrestles all the time. You know, your grandson, though, whenever I was that age, you know, walk me through, like, kind of like your personal life, like a typical day, like on a weekend.
Oh, on the day? Oh,
Yeah.
You got to go to bed early. You got to eat right. You got to get up. You got to go hit
What
the
time?
mats.
What time would you get up in the morning?
Oh my God, we'd get up at 5:30 so that you could be rested up. Shannon would wake up and do the ride up there, and then we would drive you to the tournament, wake you up just right at the last minute, because your weight would already be made.
He needs his meal.
We would your weight would already be made. I mean, all that stuff was understood. It's like those old days. You had to be there on time, early. Like today, I'm not down in them, but they have track wrestling, and so it's like, you know, when you're back in the old days, you had to run down there and look at the mat. You had to go look at the brackets and do all that. Now it's like right up there on your phone.
So how long would you stay? Like to
We would be there. We would be there before 8 to weigh in.
Uh-huh.
We didn't get to do the night before weigh in. We didn't get to do the remote weigh in.
Okay.
We'd like get there at 7:45, let you run in and weigh in.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, the weight would be made so you didn't have to run. And then we'd run, go grab a bite to eat. We'd come back and we'd be there till 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
And then we had to go about 2.5 hours, sometimes
Yeah,
3.5.
hours, yeah.
And
just
whenever we
depends.
go,
And then we'd get to hog out on Sundays. That was like our free day to eat.
yeah. And like wrestling season's what 6 months, 8 months out of the year.
Oh, but we love it. It's the only thing kind of gets you through the winter for anybody with it's a commitment.
Yeah.
I still like that one guy. You know,
How many?
tablets, that's it. It's in your blood. It is. It's an addiction. It's a high, and then people like it. Kids like it. Make lifetime friends. That's where I think Kane hasn't understood the people that he's meeting today that he'll know for the rest of his life, because it is. It's like it's their own society. It's a brotherhood, and
Yeah.
once you've been in there and done all of that, and
Yeah.
starved out during the holiday, not so much starve out, I shouldn't say it like that, but watch what you eat or work out the extra stuff and do all of that. But
I
I mean,
noticed.
Kane's learning. He's like done good. He hangs out with his teammates and watches and supports his teammates, and then hangs out. He's made a few friends from other places, but that's part of that thing. Like you said, we were in southern Oklahoma. He needed a place to go wrestle. You looked online, and like there he was wrestling at Lawton MacArthur with some kids that he didn't even know, but eventually he will know. He'll know them all by the time it's over with.
Yeah, I've noticed like when it comes to football, like the state of Oklahoma recruits like half the teams from Texas, and the other part of it is from Florida. Whenever it comes to like Oklahoma, a lot of the homegrowns, like even your gold medalists, your Olympic gold medalists, generally like John Smith, Kenny Monday, Kendall Cross, those guys are born and raised in Oklahoma, and that's really neat though, because they say that wrestling overtakes MMA statistically. So that's pretty neat though. But anyway, I want to wrap this up.
Quit! I want to say it. Let me.
What would you say though for the one athlete, guy or girl out there because I know you've also coached my sister through softball, and she was actually a college athlete before I was, and she what was it, Shannon, your senior year, you were what was your batting average though for fast pitch?
I don't remember. 500.
Close to 5.
So that means like 1 out of 2 every 1 out of every 2 1 out of every 2 at bat, so you were getting on. It's not bad.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyhow,
I can
for
still
your
hit the ball where I want it to go.
but
She probably
raising
still
two
gun 'em down.
raising 2 athletes though, what would you say for the just average athlete or just person kind of out there with some dreams?
I don't know. I always had those dreams, but I don't ever think I had the parental support to go where I wanted to play. Like I said, that little kickball game, I was the first chosen because everybody knows I'm the most competitive.
But what
You
would
gotta
you
have the support. You gotta be able to go somewhere. The parent. It's partly up to the parents. It's all in the mind. It's in the heart, and it's in the body. But you gotta have the whole package to go the whole distance. You gotta be willing to listen to somebody.
Anyway, thank you for the interview, and Boomer Sooner.
Boomer.